Thanks for staying with us. So 27th of September every year is set aside as World Tourism Day. It's a day to foster awareness among the international community of the importance of tourism and its social, cultural, political, and economic value. Joining us on the show to commemorate and celebrate this day and see what Lagos is doing is the Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Toke Benson Awoyinka. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning. How are you?
So we know everybody is gearing up 27th around the world for World Tourism Day. Lagos should not be left out. Yeah, and I know that there are things you're planning. So let us start first of all, before we come on Friday. Give us in a nutshell what you've been doing in tourism and how you're gearing up for Friday's event.
Well, tourism in Lagos is everyday life. So I have this acronym that I use and I call it Live, Work and Play. That's what Lagos is about. Lagos is a beautiful city, as we all know. Lagos is a thriving city. It's a city where you have everything that you want. But the major hitch there is that the world does not know Lagos. And most of our children too don't even know what we have in Lagos and the things that we can do. So in tourism, Mr. Governor, who is very, very passionate about the industry, as you can see and tell, he's been working on a number of projects. One of the things that we did, we've gone to our Badagry slave route. We've gone back to look at it. We're improving that infrastructure and we're completing the point of no return. As you know, a lot of people go to the slave route also in Ghana, and we have visitors who come here. The Diaspora Commission brings in several visitors every year. They want to know their origin, they want to know where they are from, they want to come back here and feel this space. So we're going back in there to make sure that they have a very, very beautiful experience. So on that, we're good, we're set, we're getting ready for the next edition, which would come up in October, November. So we're expecting a group of over 300 people back into Lagos to come and see where they are from. And we hope that they're going to have a very beautiful experience. On the other side, we also, as you all know, launched a film city, which we're supposed to be building also for the creatives. Yes, in Lagos. It's in a place in Ekpe, Ejiri. And it's supposed to hold world-class studios where everybody can plug and play. And we hope that the entire creative industry will take advantage of the opportunity that the state government is creating. As you also, I'm seeing that our museum is showing on air. It's a beautiful piece. It's an edifice that the world needs to see. That's the J. Center. That the world needs to see. We'll continue to show. We're going to open up before the end of the year. I believe we're going to open it up to the public next month so that we can teach our young ones, our children, their heritage, and they can see everything that they do not know. Because a lot of our children do not know. They don't know our culture, they don't know our heritage, they don't know what we stand for as a people. And the only way we can show it to them is by making sure that the museum comes alive. And they said, most times we get questions, when is the museum opening, when is the museum? The museum is about to be opened now to the public.
Okay, you have definitely been busy. We've seen, you know, so I remember telling my husband, I was like, when you were special advisor, when you were working on the real estate area, it was like you are a real estate developer right from time. And now you came into culture and you just did a switch like, this is what you've been doing all your life. That attests to leadership capacity, and I must applaud that.
Thank you.
While there are a lot of things, activities being planned, what should Lagosians look forward to? Like, what is that event that, or is it multiple events that will be taking place on the 27th to mark the culture?
So I know that quite a number of tourism industry players would be having a lot of events. But on that day, we're going to be partnering with the private sector as well. Sterling Bank in particular, you know, they're very huge on tourism. Last week, we went around to look at the 1 mile radius of Onikon. It's a place that is rich in heritage. It's rich in history. It's rich in culture. But we all drive past Onikon, and we don't see what is within that space. So before I answer your question, last week we went on a ride with the MD of Sterling Bank, where he was able to show us his electric cars. And we drove in one of those cars, or several of those cars, and their charging points in Marina as well. But when we left there, we stopped at the National Museum, which also has, it is rich in everything that you want to see from what we have in this country. From there, we went to the John Randall Center. From the John Randall Center, we went to a place called Onikon House. It also is, it has the residual memories of Lagos. The first people who settled in Lagos. So I think it's Loving Lagos. It's called Loving Lagos, but it's Onikon House. From Onikon House, we went to Freedom Park.
Oh yeah.
Also,
all within.
All within. It's a 10-minute. It's not up to a 10-minute drive. So one stop to the other, and that's not us even going to all the places that you can actually visit. So we hoped that we're going to be able to organize tours or rides within that radius that can show people the rich heritage. On the right-hand side, before you leave, after you leave the museum, there's a race course. People need to know what the race course, the history, and the mindset behind the race course.
And they'll take us around.
Exactly, exactly. So we hope that we're going to get private sector collaborators to do this, because we're not supposed to be doing it. We're government. We're just supposed to create that environment that tour guides can actually get there and tour companies can do it. So we did all of those tours. The reason why we did that was we wanted to show the world and show Nigeria that tourism is not just spoken. Tourism is something within our space. But because we go by it every day, our consciousness is not open to what it is. So on Friday, we're going to be having a beautiful day. Of course, we're going to talk. We're going to speak, but we thought that speaking is not just all we should do. We're going to talk about things affecting the industry. The theme for this year is tourism and peace.
Because I'm seeing some pictures. Where is this?
This is Badagry.
Okay.
That's the slave route. That was when we went on the slave route visit. This is the Agia Tree House. That's the first place where Christianity was preached in Badagry.
Wow.
Okay.
And the other place you just saw was the slave market.
Wow.
Where there's a street in Badagry where the trade was done, and so on the entire street was a trade route, slave route, where trading was done. And then that edifice that you saw when you asked was where they do the exchange, the market, where they do the exchange of cowrie shells. They sold human beings for just a mirror, for hair comb, things that seem very, very ridiculous to us now. It was almost trade by barter, and the things were so insignificant. Yes.
So, Auntie Toke, so, you know, Auntie Toke, I've always been in awe of your fashion sense, your hair. You know, I'm obsessed with your hair and the styles. Like, you know, I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, so I'm a food person, and I hope, and I know so many people in this day of hunger, we like food.
Definitely. There's going to be plenty. Okay, so we're going to have, there's a fair, aside from the talk, which we should do to improve our tourism, it's a fair.
Okay.
So there are going to be food vendors, there are going to be people who are going to sell wares, things that you would normally see at a fair. So it's a day that we're celebrating everything and everybody in the entire value chain of tourism, arts and culture.
Yeah, so let's look beyond just 27th of September for a bit. Some of us travel outside the country, and we know tourism is really big, and that's why a lot of people want to see. You know, when you're going to a country, you want to know where you're going to. You have an inventory, you have a plan.
Yes.
Are we working towards a time where we have like a calendar? We have a plan. We have those places that you must see, those must-see places when you come into Lagos, you know, itemized on the inventory so that anybody who comes in has an access to that, and we can always tell. And even for people who are here who have not been to many of the places you've mentioned and have been in Lagos for many years now, have that inventory so that we know where to go to and then push it. What's the message to the world to come see Lagos?
So Mariah and I spoke about this a few days ago, and I was telling her some of the things that we'd been working on. We're going to come up with an acronym. I'm not going to divulge now. I'm not going to divulge now because we want to launch it big. I want us to preach tourism, like you say, or like you just said, through every resident of Lagos. When you go to New York, I love New York. When you go to London, there's everything about London. When you go to India, there's incredible India. And it's advertised for you to see what India is about. But here, I think our consciousness is just awakening. And so we've been working on a calendar. So we gave ourselves a timeline that we're going to see all the events as they progress and the play out this year,
And
documenting it. And then next year we come out with a tourism calendar where we can tell you that at the beginning of the year, maybe February, you have the boat regatta, March, you have the food fair. For instance, October, September is when you have the Arts Week and everything about art. So we're documenting
Lots of
everything.
events they
Yes,
come
a
and
lot
do.
of events are happening this October. I know there's ArtX, there's Art Week. We're coming up also with a beautiful one called Afropolis. It's also going to hold from the 26th to the 3rd of November, 26th of October to the 3rd of November. So we're expecting the whole world, especially Africans, young creatives, to come into this space and enjoy what we have in Lagos.
I'm thinking to myself, all the aspects of tourism in Lagos, because we're thinking only culture and arts, but what else is part of your portfolio? Because sometimes I feel like there's so much more than we see.
Yes, so we have the hospitality industry.
so the
The
beach.
hotels are under
The hotels, the beaches, and those. I'm trying to contain myself. I'm trying to contain myself. So we have hospitality embedded in this mandate as well. Our beaches are there. Our hotels are there. We want to come up to a stage where once you go on that thing we're working on, I'm still not going to say that thing we're working on. You can click a click of a button, and it's going to tell you all the hotels that you can stay in Lagos, whether it's 3-star, 2-star, 5-star. It's there. The beaches that you can visit. So Lagos has 183 kilometers of shoreline, beach line, beachfront, virgin land. We're hoping that we can get investors in this space to come and see what we have. So I'll tell you of a story of when I went to Maldives. I snuck out of the country while I was working. And I was supposed to go for a real estate event in Dubai. And a girlfriend of mine whose son was turning 30 then was going to the Maldives. And I said to my girlfriend, we can just sneak in there for 2 nights. Unfortunately for me, it was 2021. I got into Maldives and I got COVID. And I got COVID. So I was stuck on that island for 14 days.
Oh, wow.
And I would sit in front of the chalet. All we had was a chalet, which is 4 walls, an infinity pool, and water ahead of me, and the rest is palms. So when you go to places like that, that is all you see. In Lagos, the experience is different. From the airport, the bustling city, once you ride through Oshodi, you know that, oh my goodness, yes, I've arrived. The structures, and people are in awe of Lagos because what they see outside of Lagos is not what Lagos is. Really? So we have not been able to sell what we have in Lagos or what Nigeria is.
You know, just sorry to talk to you, my former CEO, Andrew, when he was telling me that anytime he comes to Nigeria, he tells his driver to drive through Computer Village. You know, usually when you come from the airport, you go through and you say, no.
Go through
that back road. I just want to see all the shops and everybody standing.
The energy in Lagos.
He enjoys that energy.
Yes.
It's amazing what we take for granted.
We take it for granted, really love it. But others love it. And so, so with Maldives, like I was saying, is the palms and the beach. When you come into Lagos, the nightlife is beyond what you can ever think or imagine.
You look like Nightlife. Your energy,
I mean, you know, it's incomparable to anything or anywhere else in the world. So we have our nightlife, we have our food.
Correct.
Lagos is filled with correct
different
food.
things.
So there's so many things that you can explore and see in Lagos.
But Visi knows now. Visi went to Maldives, she went to Mauritius. Those places look really interesting, but it's just boring.
Exactly.
It's just one thing.
Exactly.
But Lagos has a whole lot.
Lagos has a whole lot. So from the minute you land at our airport and you come in contact with our people, we're just a different breed. I mean, we're a different breed. You know, when they say you're a royal priesthood.
So we'll be wrapping up with you soon, but just remind us again. Hopefully, it's free of charge on Friday.
Oh, definitely, it is free of charge. It's at the Murio Kola Park. It's on Friday. I think that's the 28th of September. It's a day that is going to be fun-filled with so much for you to do. I think you went there last year. Your local palm wine, 27th. Your local palm wine, your ofada, everything that makes Lagos tick is what you're going to. And we're going to have an Afrobeat artist. I'm not going to mention his name, so we're going to use that to top up the day. So because Lagos is about food, drinks, nightlife, and Afrobeats. And then we then bring in our Nollywood industry. So we're just a combination of
Fashionable
everything.
people too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at us.
There'll be so much
You,
fashion.
look at
Look at us.
Yes.
And you know I'm repping
Yes, always.
I'm always repping. I have to be my Adire.
And I know, I mean, we hope to really work with you. I mean,
Thank you.
Especially because towards, I know there's so much activities still
There's
coming up.
so
There's
much
still
coming
the
up,
Greater
yes.
Lagos in December.
Oh, my goodness.
There's the boat regatta coming. So many
Yes.
activities. So
Yes.
definitely, we are here to work with you and,
Thank you.
see how we can help project
Please
tourism
do.
in Lagos. It's part
Please
of what we
do.
want to do.
Please
You're
do.
the best.
Thank you very much.
I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to taking the kids to that the point of no return at
Yes, in
Badagry.
Badagry.
I went as a child.
And it's not as nice.
It's not as nice
Yeah,
as
it was
this.
different.
So-
Yes, yes. Have you taken the ride?
No, we
Because a
haven't.
lot of people in Lagos, we go to Badagry by boat. We have lag ferry. We have from the last one yet. Yes, we do not go to Badagry by road. The road is fantastic. It's been improved. It's a 6-lane road all the way to Badagry. You can get to Badagry from the island in 1 hour. Oh yes.
But we can also
oh,
go
yes.
by
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, if you guys are ready, I'll take you.
Because you can.
So,
we are
but
ready.
right now, the experience is getting on the waterways and just
Yeah.
going through all the villages all the way to
Let's
Badagry.
plan it for
And that's like a
children.
15-minute ride as well
I
on the
went,
water.
I think,
So,
2007 when I
We'll be
did
happy to go with you.
French
Please,
school, French
please,
village
yeah.
in Badagry. Yes, I lived there for like 6 months. So I did all the...
It's a beautiful city. Once you get in there, the sleepiness of Badagry comes. You just know that it's time for you to just relax and put everything down.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ladies.
That's all we can take on this segment. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.